I'm a first-time homeowner and I have something going on with my house and I'm not sure if I should file a homeowner's insurance claim or not. When is the right time to file a homeowner's insurance claim? So, I don't know if anybody's been through filing a homeowner's insurance claim, but it's important to know when and when not to and for what reasons, because there are some ripple effects that could happen to you as a homeowner. So, let's start with a game. So I'm gonna we can tag team Rick.
I love games and I love winning.
Rapid fire, okay? Right. Issue with your house, and you're just gonna say file or don't file.
Perfect.
All right. You want to go first?
That's tough, guys.
Well, good.
We need severity.
No,
we gotta know
we're gonna have to go.
Where did this come from?
Don't be a nerd.
Okay.
Just do it.
Okay. In general, this is generalized. All right, people.
Disclaimer.
All right.
Disclaimer.
First one. Your roof is getting old, and you want to replace it. Should you file a claim for that?
No.
Perfect.
A drip under your kitchen sink.
No.
Changing a light bulb. I'm just kidding.
No. Don't call me for that either. I'm not that handy. Can't change light bulbs.
What if something gets stolen out of your car? Like something that's very expensive, or your car gets stolen.
We're talking about houses.
Right, but doesn't home insurance cover theft as well?
It does, but it'd be theft of unless you scheduled the item, it'd be theft like from your home.
From your home. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
A cast iron pipe that let go in the third floor attic and went all the way down to your basement.
We gotta file that thing.
That's
a doozy.
Well, if someone get injured on your property, severely injured on your property,
They're gonna probably file a lawsuit against you. So yeah.
and then you should file a claim once they file a lawsuit.
Correct. Once you get a letter from an attorney, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
we gotta send this to the insurance company.
Yeah.
Water in your basement.
Unfinished or finished?
Unfinished.
No.
Finished.
Get your damn shop vac out and get down there, man. Finished depends if you have water backup on your policy and how bad it is. That's what I meant about the yes no thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's tough, but
Yeah.
you could.
Yeah.
I would say you could on that one.
Right.
You know.
This one's probably a water line from the exterior of your house to the street that's leaking.
Woo! Boy, service line. I could do a whole video on that.
Yeah.
If you have service line, yes. If
There's a
you don't,
specific coverage.
yeah, and not every company offers it,
Got it.
and especially not on multis.
Got it. What if a tree falls on your house before the insurance company can get out to the property to inspect, and they likely would have said to take the tree down if they saw the tree?
Yeah, you gotta file a claim. I mean, there's a tree on your house.
Would they? Do you think that they would?
They pay.
They'd pay that?
Yeah, because it's their fault they didn't get out there.
They didn't get out
quick
there
enough.
quick enough.
Yeah. And also the tree thing, I got asked about yesterday too. Sorry for the yes no, but the tree thing. This guy, his neighbor will not cut this tree that he knows is probably gonna fall like either on his house or very close to his house.
It's wild.
Yeah, so him and the neighbor don't get along. Ideal in a deal world, they're like, hey buddy, let's split it and
Cut the tree down.
let's cut it down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, what happens? I'm like, well, your insurance would cover it. Do you
want to?
first of all, do you want to get crushed by a tree?
Right.
It doesn't matter what's covered or not. Are you covered as a person
Yeah.
sleeping in your home?
Yeah. Trees in your bed.
I get the questions all the time. Hey Rick, would insurance cover this tree fall? Like even not even that scenario. Like once on this own guy's property, he's like, will you guys cut the tree down? Because like I'm in danger, man. If this thing doesn't get cut down, I'm like, well, you should probably cut that tree down. We'll cover you if it hits you. If it hits your house, man. You know. So yeah, the tree thing. If it falls on your like house or anything you'd want to file a claim for, it could be a pool, things that are covered in your policy. You can, yes, but if it's your neighbor's tree and you obviously want to blame them for that, you'd have to either get an arborist out there, some professional that's looking at this tree. You have a known issue with this tree. You got it in writing from a professional. Go to town hall or something, make a complaint about this tree.
Yeah.
So that's the ways that your company would be able to subrogate against theirs, and now this doesn't count against you anymore.
Right. It would almost be on their insurance.
It'd be on it'd end up being on theirs because now your company recovered the money that they paid. Why would they count it against you?
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah. So
Okay,
trees
last
are
one.
crazy.
Struck by lightning. Your house is struck by lightning.
Oh yeah, that's a
Covered.
actually pretty popular claim.
Really?
Kind of weird.
What is the number one claim that you see? Is it even if it gets approved, not approved?
Oh, approved and not approved?
Or it can be either. What's the most common claim?
I'd say water in the basement.
Got it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of those are not covered. It's just very limited on the home policy, where insurance companies want to help you, but they also want to avoid something that, oh, every time it rains, I'm filing a claim for my basement.
Right.
They don't want to pay for that.
Yeah.
And they're not going to pay for that.
Right.
So you
The
might
ground's wet. Fix the cracks.
the ground's wet. You got to fix the damn cracks in the basement, man. You know. So I tell people, I'm like, especially an unfinished basement, you know.
That's even easier to fix the
What
problem
are you doing?
because
Yeah.
I mean
What are
before you
doing?
finish it.
Correct.
You know?
Correct.
So,
If you see it as a pattern, but I always, any claim at all, everyone's like, Rick, what should I do? Which is understandable because back in the day, before you had camera phones and things like that, we gotta have the insurance company look at it first.
Yeah.
Newsflash, guys, they're not gonna get out there that fast.
Yeah.
And that crap could get way worse.
Before it gets
So
done.
get a professional. That's what I always say. I'm like, hey, whatever the problem ends up being, hey, get a plumber out there.
Fix it.
Yeah, Rick, this pipe's leaking. What do I do? I'm like,
Fix the pipe.
fix the pipe. Take a picture of it now. Save your receipts. Get the thing fixed. Because like,
Right.
you don't want mold adding up in your house. Like now you got to get like probably find somewhere else how bad it gets. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't need
know?
to wait to fix it to have the insurance company look at it.
That's the biggest takeaway of the claim video that I want people to know is it's okay to report it to your agent, but get somebody out there first. You might have a $2,500 deductible. It might not be that bad, and that you might not end up filing a claim for it.
So that was going to be my next question. It's kind of like twofold. So first, what are the repercussions for a homeowner from filing too many claims
Yeah.
or a claim too soon? Like, how is that damaging to them in the long term?
Yeah, I like to call them claim happy clients. So clients that I have insurance. That's the response to everything that goes wrong. I have insurance. Yeah. So insurance companies are for-profit companies. They want to make money. So you having, it happened a couple days ago. This guy was shopping his auto with me. He had a glass claim every year on his auto.
Every single year.
Well, it's free in Mass. Well, yes, but it's also a pattern, man.
Right,
Like, it's not free for the insurance company.
Right.
They're paying for that,
Right.
Or so it's one of those things where, if you're filing a claim every time water comes in your basement, even if they're not covered, it would say zero paid. When I run a report, it'd say zero paid.
It still counts against them
5
that they
times.
filed.
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly you're not taking any responsibility for your own house,
Right.
and that's what it comes down to. Like, you're a homeowner, you gotta understand when you get in this house, like, things could go wrong,
Right.
and that's why you get a home inspection in the first place, to just see if there's any pattern of things. That's why they have the P&S, figure out things.
And does
So it does count against you.
Right.
can insurance companies, number one, choose not to cover you, but is your premium good? Like, let's say you file all these claims with your house you're currently in, and then your renewal comes up. Now your renewal for the next year is going to be higher because you're a more like risky homeowner. And if someone sold that house and then they go to the next house, does that follow them, their track record?
It does.
It's
Yeah.
like a credit report, right? Like credit.
Correct. Yeah, it's your permanent record for a few years. Yeah, it's for a few years. So it is
When does
registered.
it fall off?
Yeah.
Like
Honestly,
your credit
yeah.
report.
The rule of thumb is 5 years. That's the most that I see most companies going back. Some are 3, but a lot of them are moving to 5 just because of the hard market we're in. So it's less. A lot of times it's less of a rate thing and more of an eligibility thing. Kind of like the dog situation where,
Right.
all right, I have a pit bull. It's like, all right, well, they don't cover those at all. So how much is it going to go up? Well, it's not that it's going to go up. It's that we can't go with them anymore.
Yeah.
So trampolines sometimes too, things like that. So that's where if you have that many claims, I always try to put myself in everyone else's shoes when I'm thinking of things. I'm like, put myself in the company's shoes. And I got Adam Delmonico with 6 claims in the last 2 years on his house. Am I going to want to write Adam Delmonico's insurance for even $5 grand a year?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Right.
Because one of those claims is easily going to cost over $5 grand, probably.
Right.
You would think,
Right.
right? Or am I going to want to write Rachel? Rachel, she's a little handy and she takes care of things herself.
No
That's right.
claims.
I'm
in the
probably-
last 10 years.
Perfect.
I want to
record.
make, as an insurance company, I want to make some money. So I'm probably going to, I'll give Rachel a $1,200 quote.
Right.
Adam.
Right.
Nah,
It's not
what-
even a high quote. It's no quote.
And it's a pattern in it, because that at that point it's a pattern. So
Right.
if you have a claim, God forbid it's lightning.
Nothing you can do about
What are you
that.
going to do about that?
Uncontrollable.
That's not your fault, man.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah. Stop being so attractive.
granted, if lightning hits your house
Right.
3 different times, you got to look at it if you're the insurance
That's
company.
wild.
Do you have
'Cause
metal
maybe your house is
set up
prone to
on
it.
your roof
Yeah.
to attract
Yeah.
attract lightning?
So really, the rule of thumb is if you have no claims, you're gonna have way better rates. But
Yeah.
obviously, you have insurance, and this isn't to say never file a claim because that's why you have insurance. So if it's something that you really can't take care of yourself,
Right.
that's why you have insurance.
Right.
What is like the estimate? I know everybody financially is in different places as far as like what they have the liquid money to cover for something that goes wrong. But
Correct.
what would you say, like, okay, this plumbing, like, this is gonna cost, you know, you got your quote, it's gonna cost $8,000 to fix.
Yeah.
Is that something that they should roll the dice and do the claim, or they should just pay it themselves and handle it and just hope that
Versus a $1,500 issue, like.
right? Well, or do they just pay it and
Right.
repair it themselves, so that way, like, God forbid your house does get struck by lightning and that's a $30,000 or
Yeah.
$70,000.
Yeah.
You know, like, whatever is like financially manageable for you to handle, you should try to deal with it.
That's
And then-
that's the rule of thumb. Like if I'd have 2 different condos with 2 different people on that same exact
Right,
scenario. So
right.
if I had a guy that bought a $2 million house in East Greenwich or something, and he had that same problem, and he might even have a higher deductible. He might have a $5,000 or a $10,000 deductible. Some
Right.
people do that because
Yeah, the money.
they have the money, and anything that goes wrong,
That's less than that. They're just gonna fix.
correct.
Yeah.
Anything that goes wrong is going to be more expensive in a house that's custom built like that.
Right.
You know. So, but if it's somebody that had, you know, your typical person, you know,
Mm.
FHA loan,
Like
buying
a $200,000 condo in Johnston,
that, or
you know,
or a 3, you know, maybe get into a multifamily and putting, you know, whatever 5% down, or you know, whatever it is, and you know, I'm having that same convo with that person. I'm gonna give them all sides of it, but I'm gonna be more inclined to say, like,
File a claim.
if you don't have the money, you don't have the money.
Right. File a claim. Yeah.
You can file a claim.
Right.
You have the right to always file a claim.
100%.
You know.
or
but-
like, do you know of other maintenance issues that could come up that could potentially, you know, like if I have
Correct.
if I have an $8,000 claim that I'm dealing with for like plumbing or something, but I know my roof is like 30 years old, you know, like, and either need to budget to replace it, or like if the roof leaks, is that a claim that's covered, or
It is.
just because of age?
Yeah, it is, and the only thing is they're probably, unless they're being really nice that day, they're probably not going to cover the actual roof itself, because
They'll cover
that's,
the leaking.
that's
spot.
wear and tear. They'll cover the water from that spot.
Whatever the water
They're not gonna
damage.
replace your roof. for free.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you're at that point kind of, they're coming out there to look at this potential claim.
They may
Now
drop
they
you.
now they can look at everything when
Yeah,
they're out there.
yeah.
They might see, oh, you know what? Yeah, that roof's definitely past its life, and where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
And we're gonna, oh, good, the renewal's in 2 months, we're gonna drop it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
not to mention that water damage might not be worth filing a claim for itself.
Right.
It might
Especially
just
if you don't have
be
water.
leaking. My
Right.
roof's leaking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
get a little bucket and let's get somebody out there to look at
Yeah,
it, because
yeah.
maybe you could patch it.
Right.
You know, so there's multiple things where, if it's really extreme, absolutely file a claim. If you can handle it, I would handle it.
But that's why you have you, right?
Correct.
You're the advisor of.
Happy
you know,
to do it,
have
and
a
that's
conversation.
I think that's our biggest value to people. You
Yeah.
know.
So
Settle
Rick
down.
said he's gonna be by his phone at his desk for the rest of the day today. Send all of your questions to Rick, all of your what if scenarios. He
Nope.
loves this stuff.
I live for it. Claims and floods.
All right, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.
See you guys.